And with that, we're on to our next video. Hello everybody and welcome to another Trolley Tuesday. Today we have the car that started it all. Yes, this was the first O-gauge streetcar I ever acquired. And it's an original Lionel 60 car. Although the one I got, obviously secondhand, was very sun faded. So the roof isn't a bright red and the body isn't exactly a bright yellow, but more of a sort of sand pink color on the top. But it has its original pole, inserts, bumpers, wheels. Everything about this car is original, even the little light bulb that's in it. So yeah, what do I have to say about little 60 cars? Well, they're Bernie cars. And that's really it. There's not much to talk about with this car, aside from where I got it from. This was one of the first things I ever purchased from a little store down in Hearst, Texas. It's called Model Train Crossing. And I used to know the old owner of that store. His name's Buddy. He's since passed away. And a couple of his friends and family took over the store. And when we came back after they reopened, they had two trolleys that were available. This one and a little green San Francisco trolley. It was also made by Lionel. So I went with the less expensive one, which was this one, which you'd think, considering this is an original 60 car and they had the original box for it, it would be more valuable, but I guess not. Anyway, this was the first car I ever got, and I originally bought it to use on my big O-gauge layout because I was going to put an elevated streetcar line on there, but that never happened. So I was kind of left with it, and eventually I started buying more little trolleys, and then I needed a layout to run them on, so I started building layouts for these little cars to run back and forth on. Now, as demonstrated, this car can swap its poles around like so, using the aid of the bumpers. Now, mine's got one little special detail on it, and I'll show it to you. You notice there's a little thing that says June 6th. I actually got this car, I think, on June 11th. But that was actually to signify the time I started working with real life streetcars, and when I completed, or at least actually physically bought, that big O-gauge layout, the 1950s one, and started work on it. This further. Yeah, that's a little problem with having a movable pole. Sometimes it gets stuck on stuff. There we go. Now I can move it back. So yeah, mine's got that little sticker there. And don't worry, it's not going to harm the body. I can peel that off anytime I want, but I'm going to leave it on there for the time being. Besides, it looks like a destination stop, sort of. But yeah, I really love these little 60 cars. I love the way they look. I love the way that they run. And I love the little pole flipping back and forth. And also, you'll notice something. The paint scheme of this car is actually what inspired the Main Street Trolley or Main Street Transit paint scheme, having a yellow body with the numbers up here and a red roof. Some of the cars have black roofs, but you get the point. But yeah, honestly, if you want a more in-depth explanation of how these cars work, I would suggest going to Lancey Boyle's video on the Lionel 60 cars. He does have one up on his channel. If so, tell him Mr. James Conductor sent you. That'd be great. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed, and we will see you in the next Trolley Tuesday.